What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Austin Lewis here, coming to you guys with the man, the myth, another legend, Mr. Ali. Absolute stud. To be honest with you guys, I haven't even had a conversation with him other than literally today on prior to us jumping on this podcast. So if you guys would do me a favor, because a lot of people, this is going to be an interesting conversation just due to the fact of he's an open book. We're going to have some fun today. So make sure and smash the thumbs up button if you guys are on YouTube. Go ahead and smash the subscribe button if you guys are brand new here to the Ray Today Show as well. And a lot of updates coming with the podcast itself. My background is going to completely change, as well as in person is going to be going down. It's going to be called the Final Storms Lounge, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, back to the man, the myth of the hour. It's Ali, man. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. I massively appreciate it. Dude, you're blowing up, bro. Like, you're getting some insane traction. What do you think give us like the 60-second rundown of where this is coming from, bro. And honestly, props to you.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. So I want to start off just by thanking you for having me on. And to quickly transition, I think it's just I'm a firm believer of putting in the work. So, bro, I struggled in these markets for the longest. And once I was ready and, once I started seeing my profits and everything roll in, I went a lot more public. And in the beginning of this year, I just started posting reels like every single day. Like there wasn't a day where I didn't care, bro. I had to make sure I got one reel out at least a day. And that took me from like 1K to like 40K followers. And then what sucks is, bro, after I hit 40K followers, I can show you right now, like every single day I get sent about 4,000 fake followers. And then I have Instagram remove them. So if you look at, that graph that shows you how many followers you get in a day, mine goes up 5,300 and then down 5,000 and then up. It's just a big,
that's
like
no fun.
Yeah. It sucks. It kind of messes with the engagement, but besides that, bro, honestly, I think I got a lot of traction because I've had unheard of risk to rewards on the charts and I have a very unorthodox style of trading.
I love it, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, your content's obviously fire. You know what I mean? And there's also a lot of value there. So for those of you that aren't following Ollie on Instagram, his link is going to be in the description below as well. But I mean, let's talk about that. The unorthodox of trading. Like, let's talk about your trading style. Like, are you full margin? Like one of our boys, or what are you thinking?
I mean, bro, the thing is, I can max out my leverage and still be using like decent risk. Like that's how small my stop losses are.
Okay.
Which is very fun sometimes because I mean, bro, I can catch on any given day, like I'll catch like a 30 to 60 pip move, and my stop loss is 2 to 5 pips. So like, you do the math, the risk to reward is always going to be my favorite. Like, so bro, I don't mind losing 3 trades in a row if I need to, because I know like the one trade I do catch is going to set me up super aggressively. And then I've also coupled that with I got a lot more into fundamentals the last couple of months. And that that just gave me a whole different edge towards these charts.
That's wild. It's so interesting that you say that, right? Your stop loss is 1 to 2 pips and whatever. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to dive super deep into this other than just trading. You know what I mean? And Ollie's going to drop some nuggets in terms of trading. And we're going to talk about life too. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to know who this guy is, definitely stay tuned to the very end. But this is my mind, okay? And I'm not a trader. I'll be totally honest with you, bro. I've run EAs for the last couple of years of my life. Because I'm an emotional person. I don't care what you say. I'm an emotional person, whether it's $5 or whether it's $5,000 or 50 grand or 500 grand. I'm an emotional person. So for me to click that button, okay, buy or sell, that motherfucker is hard, dude. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. That is difficult for me to do. I'm challenging myself right now, taking $100 account to, I'm going to try to do $1 million, but, I'll probably stop at $500,000 and just take my profits. But no, I'm just joking. I'll go to $1 million. It's more of a mental thing than it is anything else. But what is the psychology? What is the mental frame that you have setting I almost, and don't take this the wrong way, bro, but I honestly feel like it's gambling. If you're going full margin and you're setting a stop loss 2, 3, 4 pips down, like I almost feel like it's gambling. Like,
I mean, I'm going technically full margin, but because my stop loss is so small, I end up risking You know, the most I'll risk on a personal account, like on any given trade, is about 20%.
Okay.
Um, but regardless, I mean, to me, gambling is I'm throwing my money at something I really don't know the outcome of, and trade, like the thin line between gambling and trading is, to me, it's like when I'm on the charts, my psychology is literally like, I don't care what anyone else is saying. I literally, I'm like, fuck it, I'm all trades. You know, if I lose a
100%.
trade and I'm nervous about getting to the next one, I just go, fuck it, I'm all trades. Like it's gonna hit, you know. And I think to myself when I'm on the charts, I'm like, oh, the market's an algorithm, and I've cracked it. Like whether however it moves, bro, I don't even care. And I know people get clowned on for saying, oh, did I trade this style, I do this. I don't care, bro. Like when I'm on there, I'm in the right. I Off the charts, I'll respect anyone's strategy. Everybody, you know, you have your own thing. But when I'm on the charts, I am the right one, you know.
100%.
So that keeps me in check, and it gives me the belief I need to take a proper trade.
I like it, dude. So what would you say your trading style is then?
Ali money concepts.
Okay.
It's like honestly, it's just a mix of I guess like smart money and supply and demand. But it's just really I think what differentiates it is the way I go about refining my stop losses.
Okay. And can you elaborate for somebody like
Yeah,
myself?
I mean, I technically like I'll use literally every single time frame. I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minute, like whatever random minute you could think of. And I'll look to see, like, I like to trade order blocks. So I'll wait to see what time frame is the order block touching on. So
Okay.
like if it touches, if the lowest order block is touching is the minute 4, then I'm gonna be like, okay, now in my head, I'll be like, okay, the algorithm's playing off minute 4. So now I need to find my confirmations on this time frame. Depending on how it closes in there, if it closes solidly, if it wicks out, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get swept. We're gonna close in there. I can shorten my stop loss even further. It helps me define how aggressive I am, honestly.
Yeah, I love it, dude. That's so cool.
Mhm.
So now, question for you: are you a personal funded trader, or are you a funding trader, like the
Yeah.
prop firms and
So
so
I
forth?
started on the prop firm route and then I switched over to my own.
Got you. Okay. And
Right.
what did you do that? Was it because you didn't have the capital to initially
Yeah. So
fund your account, or what was the reasoning for starting out on a prop firm?
when I was younger, like I started trading at like 17,
Okay, how old do you know?
20.
Okay, so 3 years. Damn, bro, you're young.
Yeah, I'm coming up on 3 years
Damn.
in October. So
8 years, you'll have wrinkles like me, bro.
oh, but yeah, so I literally blew all my money like on day one.
Okay.
I had 3K to my name. I opened an account under my brother's name and I blew it all. So yeah, I found like some trading group and I joined them, and they were like, they all said we're gonna pass an FTMO challenge at the time. And that's when I heard about prop firms and I was like,
This was 3 years ago?
yeah. This was
Damn,
like,
that's crazy.
yeah. And so we did it. We all tried to do like a 10K FTMO, and then that's kind of what got me hooked on props for a while. And then fast forward this year, I realized like I could really leverage them because I was doing really good on my own capital. I had a smaller account of my own, and I was just doing good. I was literally risking on my own account like 1 to 2% a trade, and I was making about 30% a month. So like I was doing very, very
That's
comfortably. And
incredible.
I was like, okay, this is the same type of style that you need on a prop firm. So I started going with props in the beginning of this year, and then I leveraged my way up. I think I had like 300K in funding, and I made a couple. I think I made like about 80,000 out of those, and then just started funding my own accounts.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah. And then also, bro, there's like a big business side to trading that people don't understand, which like, I mean, bro, signals, like I know people do like passing challenges, like people have whatever, their boot camps, like a lot of stuff, bro, a lot of stuff outside of trading makes a lot of money, honestly. And I kind of want to
100%.
touch into that because not a lot of people have the balls to talk about it.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, obviously, there's multiple different sides of the business. I mean, that's ultimately, honestly, why I even got into it. To be honest
Right.
with you, it's just because you can diversify within the industry so much. You can, pass founder funded challenges for people. You can offer them signals. You can do mentorships and coaching. You can
Right.
have those little boot camps and so forth. You can, I mean, there's people that go out there and own a broker, if they're not in the
Right,
United
exactly.
States.
Or
You know what I
even
mean?
or even like broker deals where now you're making like $6 a lot size or
100% good IB. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
That's the IB. Shout out to AirFX. That's who I'm an IB with. You know what I mean? $6 a lot. That pays, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Refer myself, I'm making a couple of G's a month just off of what I'm trading. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
bro. Yeah, yeah. And then
So go ahead.
people don't even understand. Like you can not have enough money to fund your account, but you can go make, for example, I think there's that Instagram page, it's like ProFX Trades, where they make those like little, it's like videos of charts and stuff. So like, or you can grow, for example, a page like that and refer a broker, and then you can gain money off people trading on there, and you can
100%.
grow that account like that. Like there's endless opportunities.
There is endless, bro. Do you offer a signals group?
Yeah, I do have a signals group actually.
Nice. How much is it a month?
So right now I just merged rooms with James Storms, and we're charging 199 a month as a collab room. But
Nice.
we've had some one thing about signals, like I want to touch up on, is a lot of people will be like TP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I don't understand that, bro. If you have a trade, there's point A and there's point B. So you're either gonna go from point A to point B, or like at least what I beg these like TP 17 people is mention like I'm closing half here. I'm doing
Yeah.
this because for them it's all about polishing their record. You know, they all want to make their trades look like the best, and they want to report, hey, I got +6 risk to reward or 7% on this trade. But in reality, it's like, okay, you hit TP3 and then the whole thing came back down. So it's like, did you tell anybody to close? To me, it's just misguiding. Like when I run my room, it's I send my take profit and I send my stop loss. And then in between, if I do close early, I mention, I'll call it out. Like I fully closed here. I moved my stop loss to break even, because those types of things to me are what actually makes it a successful room. And that's why people love the room, and new people come in and the same people stay.
Yeah. 100%. That's solid, dude. Good for
Yeah.
you, man. Good for you. Good for you. What's like the big goal in trading for you
For me,
right
honestly,
now?
it's to influence the next generation of traders. So I've been very heavily like honed in on myself.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to a point where I want to branch out and teach more people. You know, I've done a lot of really good things on my own trading, and I've seen the way, you know, I like obviously I've seen the way where 90% of this industry, it might even be more. Like if you ask them, oh, like who'd you learn trading from? It's Q banks.
Yeah.
I want to set that up with this next generation. Like I want when people are asked, they say, oh, I learned from alitrades.
100%. I love it, dude. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Thank you.
Where do you live?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. So you're paying those Cali taxes, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Are you from there, or did you just move there?
No, I grew up here. I'm Egyptian, but I've always lived in LA.
Okay. That's interesting. What part of like LA?
It's a city called Downey. It's about
Okay.
like 15 minutes from downtown.
From downtown. There you
Yeah, it's
go.
pretty nice little
Do you,
suburb.
do you plan on moving out or no?
Honestly, I thought about Miami, but
Okay.
that weather, bro, I don't know if I could survive in that weather. I think their weather
Us
sucks.
our us West Coast boys, man.
Yeah,
That's definitely something. You know what I mean?
bro, I had to like, I mean, I was in Miami just a couple weeks ago, and bro, it was like a sweat fest for me. I couldn't.
Yeah.
And then I'd wake up, it's 100 degrees outside, and there was a storm, and the streets are flooded, and I was like, bro, what? I was tripping. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, 100%. You're used to the smog.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it, dude. That's awesome. So, I mean, growing up, right? I mean, you started trading when you were 17.
Right.
Growing up, what was that? Mom, dad, what was that? You said you're Egyptian. Like,
Yeah.
what was that like?
Okay, so like, let me just bring this back. My dad filed bankruptcy like back in '09 because he
Okay.
lost like essentially everything in the stock market. So my dad hearing that I was gonna enter like some sort of like trading realm
Okay.
scared the shit out of him, bro. He's like, no, it's a scam, like stay away, stay away. And then I always did very good in school. I was like out of my siblings, like I was the one who really hit in school. Like I, you know, 4.1 GPA, like always did really, really, really good. And then for my parents to hear like I dropped out of school, you know, I was literally sitting in my room just all day, every day. There's conversations I remember of my mom, like I like overheard her like speaking to like her friends and stuff, like, yeah, I think my son's depressed, all he does is sit in his room, like he never leaves, blah blah blah, like he doesn't eat. And it's just, bro, I was so locked in because I told myself, I was like, I have to learn this thing, or else I have to go back to school and like just go that route. And I knew that wasn't my calling in life.
100%. So did you drop out of like what, high school, or did you drop out of
Okay,
college?
so I finished high school and I went to college for exactly 2 weeks and I just stopped going.
Okay.
Yeah. I gave it a shot. I was gonna run track there. I was did track and soccer and I was gonna run track in college and
Yeah.
I like re-aggravated an injury I had and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just lock in on trading.
Yeah. What is okay? So that's insane. What do they think about it now? Because obviously it's like totally different. You know,
What's
you've had success,
yeah.
and now what? What
So
do they
what's
think?
awesome is they became huge supporters of it. So like I took my first trip to Spain. I did like a solo trip, bro. I was for my 20th birthday. I went to Spain.
Good for
Huge
you.
soccer fan, so I got to like experience that culture a lot over there. And my brother texts me while I'm there. He's like, bro, it's crazy. Dad is telling, I have two brothers and two sisters. And he goes, bro, dad is telling us that we should get into trading because like, look at what you're doing. And I like, bro, that literally lit up my world. I
100%.
was on a
I got
high.
goosebumps, bro.
I was like, no way, this just happened. But yeah, that was awesome. Like to feel they're definitely big supporters of it now.
That's awesome, dude. How's your dad bounce back from the bankruptcy in '09?
Oh,
That's
my
million.
dad's a hustler. He's always been in the car industry and he's the general manager of a car dealership now. He built his way up,
Yeah,
so he
100%.
bounced back very, very nicely. Honestly, he's done very well for himself, and I just I I want to thank him for that, and then I want to build on that like 10 times more, and
100%.
bring that back to him.
Yeah, I love it, dude. That's really cool. So, I mean, what would you say? I mean, I still want to stick on trading here just for a little bit, just because I think
Right,
there's so
right.
many gems and nuggets that we're inside that 6 inches between your ears. Like when what is that feeling you feel when you press those buttons? Do you trade on a PC, or do you trade on
I
your
trade on
phone?
my phone. I trade on my
Oh,
phone. I will say I've
okay.
traded on the PC before, and I feel like somehow it's less stressful.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I trade on the phone, and bro, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna shy away from it. Like sometimes, yeah, bro, it doesn't feel nice. Like I don't like seeing drawdown. Um, sometimes I literally just lay in bed now and I just like set my alerts and I just wait to hear one of them, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, like that I love that thrill. It's what makes the whole game worth it to me. Like not
100%.
knowing the outcome, but also putting in enough work where you have a very strong bias towards something and trying to prove you're right it feels good. It feels good when you hit and some like taking a loss as long as my risk is under control, which I need everybody to understand. You have to have your risk under control. Like, bro, I'll walk away just fine. Like, yeah, sometimes I'll be annoyed, but then I go back to that mindset of like, bro, I'm alitrades,
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to like say anything, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trade my bro. If I blow my own account, I blew my own account. That's on me.
Yeah. 100%.
But when I'm calling signals and everything, like I'm very locked in. I'm very locked in always when I'm trading. And I always recommend using proper risk. I'll never tell somebody how much to risk. I just tell them, please just use a proper size for your account. Understand multiple trades that I take in a
Here's
day.
the risk that you're willing to lose.
Exactly, bro. I don't think that
My risk management is 100%. You know what I mean? So
right,
if that motherfucker blows, that motherfucker blows.
right, exactly.
That's proper risk for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, yeah. To me, it's like, bro, if you're gonna have the if you're gonna take the chance to enter the trade, like give yourself a fair shot. No trade should make you, and no trade should break you. Like I don't believe in Hail Marys and in trading.
100%. I couldn't agree more. Do you know who $1 Million Marco is?
Um, I
Sports better.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, if you don't follow him on Instagram, you have to. One, because he's just a genius marketer. Two, he's absolutely insane in the membrane. And the philosophies that he gets. I actually watched one of his podcasts the other day that he was on, and he says, and I want to start asking traders this just because I think this is a real fucking thing. When he says when he wins a bet, like when he does, because he does sports betting, he's an animal. He'll turn like 50 grand into $1 million all the time, and he'll like post it before it happens. He'll post his picks
Yeah,
on his Instagram, and like people will take it also, and people will hit it, and then obviously
yeah.
there's times that they don't
Trust me.
hit. But he's literally known. That's why his name's $1 Million Marcos, because he's known from taking 50 grand into $1 million, and he does it often. Like I've seen it happen a couple times a month, frequently.
Yeah.
And he said he was on a podcast, and it was so funny because I wanted to start to relate it to trading, right? So when that TP hits, whether it's TP1 or TP74, that feeling, right? What that feeling feels like. He says when he wins a sports bet, it's better than any nut that he's ever done.
I mean, bro, I'll tell you this. I've turned down a lot of women to stay on the charts.
For sure.
Like, bro, nothing beats like it beats when you find your success in the markets, honestly. Like I'm
100%.
obsessed with this game, bro. Like I'm willing to die for this game because I eat, live, breathe, sleep this game.
Yeah.
I've lost countless hours of sleep. I've done so much, but you know what? I'll sit on a chart for 20 hours a day and it'll feel better than doing 2 hours of work at a job. And I know that
100%.
because I don't feel like I'm working a job when I'm on the chart. I'm educating myself, bro. Like I'm learning and I'm building a skill set. Like every time I lose, bro, I'm just like, okay, that's going in the long-term investment bank. Like, that's all going to come back 10 times more. That's cool.
That's an incredible way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, dude. Good for you, man. That's really awesome. So, I mean, you said you're a soccer fan.
Huge.
Soccer fan. Did you watch any? Did you get to see any soccer when you were in Spain?
Oh, dude, it was lit. So I'm a diehard Atletico Madrid fan, and I got to meet the actual squad. Like I had the most crazy experience there.
That's insane.
Yeah. They don't even have a meet and greet. I ran into some guy at the stadium who turned out to be like the plug over there. Shout out my guy Martin, and he got me to meet all the players. It was sick.
That's insane, bro. That's
Yeah.
so dope. Especially, I mean, dude, at 20, if you figure out this game at 20, bro, you know what I mean? That's gonna, you know, obviously the worst thing you want to hear when you're 20 years old is that you're young, because you're like, no, I know it, you know what I mean? I remember like it was yesterday, people try to give me
Yeah,
advice
bro.
when I was 20. I was like, no, let me give you some advice. But I mean, dude, you definitely got a good thing going on. You know what I mean? So that 100% keep that up. What is your guys' goal for like signals? 199 a month. What is
It's been
minimum
really
deposit in your accounts, you guys think?
honestly, bro, with the way we trade, $100,
Yeah,
like very little, minimal capital because the risk to rewards are just unheard of. And it's not, there's no TP17, it's one TP. It's very clear how the accounts are growing. And I promise you, me alone, like the numbers I've called are unheard of, are unseen in this industry. And that's why like I'm really branching out into like growing this more because I want more people to be on that. And it's gonna change the whole way that trading is done.
yeah, 100%. What type of capital do you trade with in your personal account, if you don't mind me asking?
So honestly, the way I like to do it,
Because I know some people, before you answer that, I guess I know some people are like, hey, I put 50 grand in an account, and then what, every month, or 30 grand or 25 grand in an account, I make my money, and then you know what I mean? I pull what's left over the 25 and I call it a day,
right. So this is definitely gonna be a different answer, I feel like, than most people. And I know a lot of people are against this, but like I'm a big money flip guy. Like I like to flip accounts. So for example, like if I have 50K in capital like that I want to put into an account, I'm gonna split it up into a 5K account and I'm gonna trade that one very aggressively because then I can aggressively trade an account while still technically having proper risk management. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I break up whatever I have into smaller accounts. So I usually load up anywhere from 1K to 5K and I look to like 10x it and then withdraw and then just do it again. And I like to, like, every time I withdraw, I like to buy something for myself because I tell myself, I'm like, okay, if I blow all of these funds in the market, like when I put it back in, I can at least say, I got this, I got something out of it. So this is real. Like I did something good with it,
100%.
I never regret purchasing something. I always regret if I lose the money that I didn't get anything with it.
I couldn't agree more. That's an interesting way to look at it. What are your thoughts on like just the prop firm world in general? Do you think people should? I mean, obviously, there's a completely difference. I mean, there's a lot of demo traders out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's
a lot
be
of them.
honest. You know what I mean? I mean,
We can
majority
sit
of
here and call them out for hours, bro.
you
But
know what I
obviously,
mean.
that's not the point.
100%. So, I mean, I think me personally, right? When I got started in trading Forex, shout out Anthony Williams. Him and I were at Cheesecake Factory one night, and we were drinking a lot of whiskey because we like to drink a lot of whiskey. And when me and him are together, I mean, it's late nights, early mornings. And when I say late nights, I mean him and I do not stop. You know what I mean? So we're at Cheesecake Factory, Ollie, and the next morning he was actually moving from Arizona to Destin, Florida. And he has a jet going the whole nine. We get all hammered. We're leaving because him and I became really extremely close and good friends, and still are to this day. He's awesome. And he goes, you guys wanna go on the jet tomorrow morning to Destin? And me and my girl we're a liquid courage, and he's like, I was like, yeah, let's go on to the jet. Let's go to Destin, Florida. Long story short, obviously riding in the Sprinter van. I come from a very traditional background, in terms of business, real estate company, a marketing company, an ATM company. I've been doing podcasts for quite some time now.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I came from a very traditional world. So then when he introduced me to the Forex world, that's when I was like, wow. I'm always the type of person that thinks you should work harder rather than smarter. And when I saw Forex, I said, wow, you can actually work smarter than harder and have a potential to make way more money. And so when we're flying to his private jet, my business were kicking ass, bro. I made millions, lost millions, spent millions, the whole fucking nine, to be honest with you. And we're on the jet, absolutely two-turn Tony, okay? And whiskey here, champagne here. We're 30,000 feet in the air. You know how that hits a little bit differently. And he shows me his trading account, profits, the whole nine. That's literally, thought motion continues emotionless, act upon by an outside force. That's when I was like, I'm getting into Forex.
Right.
And I'm gonna make $1 million a day.
And I mean, a guy like that, like, what, or his profits looking like showing you on the phone, bro.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Must have been nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. So that's what initially got me into Forex. What got you into Forex? Like what made you start trading? Especially
It's
after
funny.
the scary story of seeing your dad go, file for bankruptcy.
Bro, yeah. So
Through trading, obviously different avenue, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah. My one of my friends had been doing it. He was a little older than me. His name was Arvin, and he was trading, and I just saw him like post like a computer with the charts and whatever once, and I was like, what is that? And he's telling me about it. I was like my intro. I had heard of it right then and there. And I was like, how much money do you make? And he's like, oh, I'm making like 4K a month. And like, well, at the time I was like, I was 16. I was like, damn, that's sick. So going back to my track days, I used to do like these private trainings. People could pull up, but it was all like really high level athletes. And this guy pulls up like in a new Benz one day. And I was really cool with him. We were chopping it up. And I hear him talking about Forex. And I'm like, oh, like Forex? Like I've heard of that. He's like, yeah, bro, like I got this mentor. It's crazy, blah, blah. Like I'll get you signed up. I'm gonna hook you up. We exchange Instagrams. He calls me later that night and he's like, yeah, bro, like let me get you signed up. I'm all for it. I'm like, yo, I'm about to be put on game. He's like, we do live calls, we do this, we do that. And I'm all for it. And then the second he goes, yeah, all you gotta do is pay $250 a month. And then if you refer two people, now you don't gotta pay. And if you refer more people, now you're making commission off their $250. And honestly, bro, I just didn't even have enough to afford the $250 a month. Like that's the only reason why I didn't get sucked in the IM route.
Holy cow.
That's how I learned about it. And then I decided to like Google like a Forex course. And I found one. I thought it was the Holy Grail, and it was trash, bro. Like horrible. Like it was just from some straight marketer. Like this kid doesn't even do trading or anything. Like he just has a course for like anything that goes trending. He's just he's a marketer. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I got baited like that. Then just trial and error courses, and then I realized like I just had to sit there on the charts and really learn this myself. Like I had knowledge, like okay, I knew what Fibonacci was, I knew what a zone was, like I knew how to draw a trend line, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, let's really just do this on my own with trial and error and figure out how to piece this together.
100%. I love it, dude. Who's your favorite trader?
Do I have a favorite trader? I think myself, honestly.
That's a great answer.
I love, bro. Like I truly like I love my trades. Like I love the way I trade. I love everything about it. I think
Yeah,
truly like I would be my own favorite trader. And if it
perfect.
wasn't me, it would probably be this very low key guy, Track FX. I think he's just completely disappeared out of the space. Never shown his face, never done anything. And even more low key, an extremely low key version of Matt Charts, essentially.
Okay.
Um,
My boy Mad Charts is loud, man. I love it.
yeah, I mean, I've just seen he wears the mask, and I know he's hitting, so that's props to him. But
100%.
bro, if you could get Track effects on a call, that would be lit. I think he's like just completely like dissipated from the scene, just gone completely MIA. But
Yeah,
that guy knows what he's doing, bro.
yeah. That's sick, dude. That's super sick. What's the trading community like in LA?
Almost non-existent, bro. I mean, I grew up, I didn't know anybody who did trading. And then after I started, like after I was already a year into trading, I had three friends who I played soccer with in high school. We weren't extremely close at the time, but them three were really close. And then I found out that they started trading.
Yeah,
So I mean that brought us a little closer together. And then that's why now I'm starting to do like events out here in LA and eventually globally, bro. Like I'm gonna do them all across the world. I want to do an event in every major city,
that's sick.
just to bring traders together because I know how lonely that journey can be. And I think that that's a big thing that's missing from the community is something that can bring these people together to try to help elevate each other.
100%. So talk to 17-year-old you. What would you say?
Not every
What would you do? What would you do differently if you were to go back 3 years ago?
If I were to go back 3 years ago, I would slow down on how much I risked. I like broke even everything in my life. I like to be fast paced. And like in the charts, you can't really just go fast paced. Like you have to, bro, you have to slow down or else you shoot yourself back and you fall back to level one after you climbed up 7 levels. So
100%.
I I always kept shooting myself in the foot and I was just consistently strategy hopping. But honestly, the most important thing I think is just be accountable. Like
Mm,
nobody's responsible for any of your losses, just like they're not responsible for any of your wins. So just hold accountability. Even bro, even if you're a trader who takes signals and like you lost money because this guy's signal lost, like at the end of the day, you decided to enter that signal. I don't believe in coincidences or luck or anything. I believe in just 100% transparency and accountability. So if you whatever it is, whether it's a good outcome or a bad outcome, like you are the one who put yourself in that situation. If you got in a car accident, you still decided to drive and get to that exact spot where you got hit, or you decided to hop in the car where the guy was driving and you got hit. Things like that's literally how my outlook on life. I don't blame anything else besides myself.
my guy. I love it, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, Ali Trades. If you guys haven't already, make sure and smash the thumbs up button on this YouTube video. Drop in the comment section down below what you would like to see more from Ali Trades. We are going to do an in-person once we get the final Storms Lounge complete and set up. And we're going to have Ollie on that as well. And that'll be probably a 2-3 hour podcast rather than a 30 to 40-minute podcast. So ladies and gentlemen, go to the description and the link below. Check out Ollie. And any last final words? I mean, you just killed it. You ended that. I mean, there couldn't be a better ending than what you just dropped. I mean, you dropped some fire, my guy. That's definitely getting spit up. Is there any last thing that you want to say to the world?
Yeah, just look out for Pip and Dip. I go by my trading group is Pip and Dip, and
Pivot.
just look out. I'm Mr. Pip and Dip right here in the flesh. It's a one-man army as of now, and I already know that it's gonna change the whole game. So just stay tuned.
I love it, dude. Well, dude, I appreciate you having coming onto the pod.
Thank you for
I
having
appreciate
me.
I appreciate your time as well. Keep blowing up, dude. Keep crushing. We
Appreciate it.
love to see it. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure and show some love on the pod. Share it with a friend that needs to hear this about going full margin, baby, because those bills need to be paid and those cars need to be bought and those yachts need to be floated on, ladies and gentlemen. So, Awesome Lewis here, saying we'll see you guys in a future episode.